how to improve your relationship with your mom in the quickest, deepest, most transformative way possible. One that isn't like surface level, fake it till you make it. One that isn't just pretend like you have a smile on your face, but a genuine, deep, loving, honest, healthy relationship with your mom. Yeah, even if she's a narcissistic mom, even if she was a wounded mom, even if she withheld love kind of a mom, really and truly, like, just bear with me, it might sound too good to be true, especially if you've had a very challenging relationship with your mom, but I would love to share with you something that goes way beyond talk therapy, goes way beyond the mind into deeper, much deeper places within our psyche, much deeper places within our cellular memory, much deeper places within our nervous system patterning around this primary relationship that formed a lot of things in our life. So before I go into that, I would just like to take a quick moment to kind of set us up, to set you up for success around this journey. So ReWilding podcasts and episodes are much more of a journey. They're much more of an experiential thing than they are like a how-to guide with, you know, bullet points and something you can read about in a book. It's more of a, let's invoke some deeper wisdom in our bodies. Let's together access some deeper places that we weren't able to get to, and that reading a book probably won't take us to. Could, but usually not. So that's my invitation for you, is to really treat this like you're going on a journey inward. Okay. I would also like to share that for some of us, and feel for you, right, as we kind of start to traverse into this realm, for some of us, our relationship to our mother, let me feel. See, we start to go into here and I start to already feel the defenses, the blocks, the unconscious things that we have to get around to really see. And my aim is for this to be a conversation that really shines a light, that gives us an aha, that shifts something deep within you. Let me feel for our doorway in really quickly. Here it is. How much do you want love to flow freely between you and other humans? Just on a scale of 1 to 10. It's just a question to ask ourselves, to ask our hearts, to ask our bodies, to ask just like that part of you that cherishes human connection. That part of you that, you know, honors friendship or honors family relationships or just loves love. The part of you that loves love. And let's be so okay to feel the parts of ourselves that love love. Because we love love. We do. We're humans, right? Like love, the flowing of love. The flow of love, the ease-filled giving and receiving of love is very healthy and very nourishing for us as human beings. This is scientifically studied. There are many things that we can look at around babies who are born and they don't get touched. They don't get love. What happens to them? They don't develop. They are not as healthy as babies that have touch and have love, right? So this is not something we need to argue. But if we were to just feel into that space in ourselves, and so just as part of our experiential journey and starting to move into deeper and deeper places with this, how to improve our relationship with our mom, this whole thing is about how to improve your relationship to your mom, which, by the way, ripples out into every relationship. It is also very representative of your entire relationship to the feminine, right? To the feminine in the world, the feminine in other human beings, the feminine in yourself. Many things can be seen about our relationship to our own feminine when we look at our relationship to our mom. Some of these things we are not going to want to see. But in seeing them, we are suddenly able to change them. When we give ourselves the space and we give ourselves kind of that compassion and that non-judgmental space to see some of these things in ourselves, that's when we have the power to make change. That's when we're creating an alchemical container for things to change in ourselves. Okay, are we ready? So we're going back to this part of self that loves love. So just dropping into that and just for a moment, start to feel the flow of love between you and your environment. Maybe for me, there's a tree right outside this window in front of me. And so I love nature. It's very easy for me to find flow of love in nature. So for you, feel into something where you can feel the flow of love very easily. So just feel and just imagine whatever it is. Maybe it's you love the sunshine. Maybe you love the water. Maybe you love the ocean. Maybe you love beach. Maybe you love a beautiful sunset. Maybe you love an animal. Maybe you love a human being. For some of us, human beings are tough. For some of us, it's very easy. We have a lot of love. But it's almost tapping into an unconditional loving love. This is why sometimes nature can be a lot easier. So we're tapping into an kind of a love that goes beyond human conditioning, right? Letting this love flow between us and something that loves us without conditions, right? It's not, I will give you love if, or I will give you love when. It's there is just always love flowing here. Just feel into that for a moment. This is something that many of us have never experienced. Many human beings have never experienced just a continual flow of love. It's always there. We can always tap into it. For some of us, we got that in our childhood. We got that from a person, maybe not our mothers, maybe grandparents have sometimes worked through more of their personal stuff to be able to hold a more unconditionally loving space. So for some of us, it's leaning into the elders, right? Who didn't necessarily put as many conditions on love. I know I'm giving you a lot of words while asking you to feel deeply into things. So I'll slow down here. And just give us another moment to really drop into this universal, unconditional, great love. It's great love. And it's love that and feel your heart. You can see my hands if you're on the video. If you're listening to this on the audio podcast, it's just my hands are almost doing this like water motion of like the water comes in, the water goes out, the love comes in, the love goes out. And it's just this real, like the raw energetics of high level love, unconditional love that just can freely move in and out, in and out, in and out. This is a very, very powerful, powerful practice. If you've ever felt like, wow, self-love would be something that would support my growth or support myself, this is a self-love practice you could do every single day. Is you activate this love flow and you just let it flow in and out, in and out, in and out, like the love flows in and out no matter what. No matter what, this love is always flowing. Now imagine this. Imagine that becomes your frame of reference for life. Let me repeat that. Just feel into that. What if you lived all of your days, all of the moments of your life from a place of really, truly experiencing Yeah? That love flows freely in this way all of the time, in every moment. It is always here. This giving, this receiving of love, this flow of love, no matter what, it is always here. Okay, just imagine what your life would be like with that. Imagine, I know this is a conversation about how to improve our relationships to our mom. Imagine if, remember I said like the quickest, easiest, deepest, most transformative way, right? Way beyond talk therapy, way beyond the blame game, way beyond you did this, I did this, we play the victim, oh my God. All we did was we just activate this flow of love. We just activate this flow of love between ourselves and any human being. Do you see how cautious I am around saying mom in this moment? There's a reason, because some of you who are drawn to this conversation, you have very, very challenging relationships with your mom. And the moment that I say mom, things shut off. We go into a neurological response that we've been trained into since we were born, or possibly before we were born, since we were in the womb. We have maybe landed into a toxic womb. This time between conception and birth is an extremely powerful and influential time in someone's life. It influences us on very unconscious levels until we go in and work in that territory. So you can literally be guided, be led to work in that territory of conception to birth. Those 9 months that you spent in your mom's womb. There is cellular memory that will be with us for the rest of our lives. From that time in our life, right? There is a psychic memory. There is a deeply held memory that many of us will never access. Some of us, you've maybe already worked in this territory, or maybe you're called to work in this territory. Like, wait, what? But some of us, we landed in like a graveyard womb, or we landed in a toxic womb, or we landed in a womb in an unwanted, right? In a womb that didn't want us. We landed in a womb, many different things, and this is not the episode to go into this, but maybe if you're like, wow, this conception to birth thing, Sabrina, is really resonating with me, drop a comment drop a note in the comments below. I love hearing from you all, and when there's a lot of interest in something, it helps me to know like, ooh, okay, people are interested in deepening into this, and I could talk about that for weeks and weeks and weeks on end because it's such rich and powerful territory. But I don't want to stick there. I really want to keep us in this broader context of how to improve our relationship with our mom, okay? So let's come back a couple of steps. I know I just started to take us down a rabbit hole, but let's come back a couple of steps and let's come back to our practice, right? We get to do this together. So just feel into that. Like, don't think practice is like, meditation practice. Think, I get to sit in the flow of love. We're in a container together. We're kind of in like a sacred space together. We're in like a temple space together where we get to sit in the flow of love. Now we have to choose to stay here, right? Like you have to choose to continue watching or listening to this episode. We have to choose, and it's the same thing. We have to choose in ourselves, in moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, to choose to stay in that flow of love. But we have that power. And it's not just me that has that power. I'm not special in any way, shape, or form. You have that exact same choice. Now, hold on, bear with me for a moment. The more we are in that state of love, high level love flowing between us, between everyone and everything, Don't worry, I'm going to get more specifically into mom as we continue on down our journey. But the more that we are in that state, the easier it is for us to remember to go there. I oftentimes say this thing, I practice so that I don't have to practice. I practice this flow of love, this state of just allowing love, like the raw, high level, unconditional love to just flow between me and the world, between me and you. Right now in this moment, you are my world, right? So between me and you, between me and this space that we're in, between me and, I'm still loving on that tree outside, between me and the tree outside. But the more that I am in that state, the more that I automatically fall into that state. Do you get what I'm saying? I am training my nervous system, I'm training my psyche, I'm training my heart, I'm training my energetics, I'm training my spirit, I'm all of these things. It's not really that I'm training my spirit. I feel like the spirit knows, right? Like this is coming from a very spiritual place in self, a very soulful place in self. And it's just like we kind of forgot. We just kind of forgot. And sometimes we just have the blinders on and we can't see that love is constantly flowing. But it's that we have to turn the radio dial to like love 720, right? It's like turning the station to like love 720. And then we're on it. We're like, oh my gosh, the grass is greener. Oh my gosh, like look at the leaves on that tree moving in the way that they're moving. That is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I can literally feel the love moving between me and those little leaves. This is amazing. I hope that you could feel into me. I hope that you can feel into you, right? So my aim in this is like amping up the love so much. And again, it's choice, right? So you kind of have to choose to like crack the heart open or choose to like, okay, Sabrina, you look crazy, lady. Like I just watched you fall in love with some leaves on a tree, a little bit crazy, but I'm gonna give it a try because you kind of look like you're happy. Like you look like you're kind of joyful. Let me just see how that feels. Okay. Are you ready you can always pause, by the way, if you're like, wow, I just want to swim in this. You can always go back and listen again. You can take this, make this your daily practice, make this your personal practice. Let's talk about our relationships to our mom. Let me feel. I had a horrible relationship with my mom. Fucking horrible. I don't even think that begins to explain how horrible it was. And in my 20s, one of the first miraculous things that I ever experienced was the first big shift in my relationship with my mom. The first big shift in my relationship with my mom. And it came out of this place. It came out of, let me share this with you because it might serve, but I'll give you some other examples in case this is not your doorway. So we're all very different. It came out of my love of Mother Nature. It came out of my love and my tapping into greater mother, greater love, Mother Nature, right? The great mother, Mother Goddess. Like it came out of a universal love, which is exactly what I'm sharing with you in this practice. Because could you imagine if we all were able to hold love like that? Really, I know. You're like, okay, Sabrina, love and light. You sound like you're off the planet. I have done more work in shadow realms and dark feminine realms and dark mother realms and dark goddess realms than I think anybody on YouTube has done. So I am not a love and light, spiritually bypassing anything kind of a person. This just happens to be a practice that is extremely powerful. When we tap into what most of us don't even know, when we tap into universal love, when we tap into great mother love, It is an impersonal love. It is universal love. It is great love. So for me, it happened when I left family, I left home, was living in this tiny little cabin in the woods by myself, meditating. Like, this was my Walden Pond moment of my life. And fell in love. I fell in love with Mother Nature. I got it. It was like that flow of love got activated in me out of my love. I think I spent, the only time I was indoors during that period of my life was when I was sleeping. Otherwise, it was me running in the woods, being in the lake, riding my bicycle. I just lived outside. I lived in nature, and it was a constant connection with nature, a constant connection with Great Mother, something far greater. And what happened? This is what happened. This Great Mother activated. Here's another powerful practice. Great Mother in the form of bear. This is very, very powerful. We can activate this particular bear medicine, this particular mother energy, mother medicine, and you can sort of feel it. So if you just sit and you visualize and you feel into Great Mother in the form of bear rising up behind you, just you can visualize, and I'm sure we'll put some stuff in our Facebook group, like imagery of this, and in social media we'll maybe put some links down below in the description if you're like, wow, I just really want a visual of this. That they help a lot. But you just imagine for yourself in your mind's eye, just this form of unconditional love, rising up behind you in the form of Mother Bear, right? It's bear medicine, it's Mother Bear medicine. And then it just wraps you. She wraps you in love, and she holds you. Unconditional love holds you. Great Mother, impersonal mother, universal mother, goddess mother. This has nothing to do with personal mother, nothing to do with the human foibles of our own moms. We are all human. We all have foibles. We all mess up. We have all messed up a lot of people in our lives. We have all hurt a lot of people in our lives. It is our human condition. But we can tap into Great Mother energy, universal mother energy, which contains this unconditional loving, unconditional holding, unconditional support. And we can invite that to come into our bodies and then move right into our relationship with our mom. We can invite that energy right into the cords between you and your mom. This is a very powerful practice. Invite it right into the energetic cords between you and your mom. You can invite it right down the ancestral line, all of your ancestral lines. You can invite this like golden love light, this unconditional, I like the color rose gold. You can invite that energy right down through mom into grandmother, into great grandmother, into great great grandmother. You can do this all down the matriarchal line. You can do this all down the patriarchal line. It's not just specific to mother, but that's our conversation today, is around mother. So that's how we can work ancestral. And here's the deal. When we're working in Shakti. Like, this is an aspect of Shakti, like you've heard of Kundalini. Kundalini is a form of Shakti that is specific to spiritual awakening, right? Now, this form of Shakti is specific to awakening great love, mother love, universal love. It is a spiritual wisdom that resides in all of us, and we can tap into it at any time, any moment. We just kind of need to know how. And this is what we're doing here, is I'm pointing to it. It's right here. Here, I'm pointing to it. I'm hoping to radiate enough of it out of me so that you can kind of feel into it, be like, ah, this is it. This is what it feels like. I'm giving you some imagery that helps you to activate it in yourself. Now, here's the amazing part about this, is when we work in this, wisdom. This is a wisdom. It is deep feminine wisdom. You hear about these wisdom traditions. You hear about the sacred feminine, right? The medicine women. You hear about all of this energy that you can access, right? This is it. We're talking about it. This is it. We're opening the door to that. And it's accessible to you, to me, to anyone. It's here. It's available. But this wisdom energy, it is far wiser. This wisdom energy is the wisdom energy that is associated with creating everything. It's creator energy. It's mother creator energy, right? This is like the wisdom energy that's held in a seed, where the seed knows what to blossom and bloom into. It's that. That's a sacred technology that we can tap into, and we are tap into and access in our bodies, and we can work with this. We can work with this. And so we don't have to analyze every situation we had with our moms. We don't have to go through, well, was it her fault or my fault? Where was this? Where was that? We don't have to do that. That can be useful. It can be beautiful. It can be powerful for some of us. But if we can access this is a wisdom that goes way beyond what the mind can tap into. That's the beautiful part of working with this, is it goes far beyond where the limitations of the logical mind. There's heart wisdom, right? Right? We can all agree that there's heart wisdom. There's body wisdom. My gut has some wisdom. My intuition, like my gut feels, there's wisdom there. And sometimes my mind can't translate that. It's not coming from my mind. When we work with this Shakti, this particular Shakti, it's a particular flavor of wisdom energy. It's a particular flavor. It's like Great Mother, Mother Love, when they talk about the goddesses and they talk about some of these archetypal energies, Mother Mary, right? Even the Black Madonna. Now we're starting to get into more of the gifts of the sacred dark feminine. Still dark mother, mother night, mother love. It's still all mother love, just holds different flavors, points to different things, heals different things, nourishes different things. But this particular wisdom energy, when we work in it, it will go to exactly, this is how this works. This is why working with Shakti is so incredibly powerful. It goes, let me feel for how to find words for this. It knows, it has the wisdom of the seed in it. So it knows exactly where to go to take you to your next greatest blossoming, right? It knows exactly where to go to take you to your next greatest blossoming. And here's the other thing. If we activate this energy in ourselves, we give it a container, which a container is like an intention. We hold the intention, the container, we really hold, and we hold it, like I start to get teary here, because we hold it with reverence. We hold it with devotion. It's intention. It's why intentions are so powerful. It's why sacred containers are so powerful, right? And so we hold this container. We give her a container to work big magic. We give her a container to unleash the love, unleash the life force. But that container is, let me hold this container of my relationship to my mom. Let me hold this container to my relationship to my mom, and let me fill it with love. Let me fill it with this unconditional great mother love, this great mother love that my mom probably didn't have. This great mother love, this universal unconditional love, and let me just fill this container that is my relationship to my mom with this. Let me flood it with this rose gold love light. Let me flood it with Mama Bear medicine. Let me flood it. Let me flood it with this high level love, and let the high level love shift and transform and move and heal things that it's meant to, that is in my highest good and my mom's highest good. Please, that is what I am devoting this moment in time to. That is what I'm devoting my attention to. I'm devoting my heart to it. I'm devoting my life force to it. And I'm really focusing on this container, and I'm pouring everything that I've got into it. Just that I can feel for me, because I've worked in this energy for so long, right? And I've developed these capacities. I've increased the amount of life force I can flood into something. I've increased my capacity to channel love. I've increased my capacity to stay in a container, to create that conscious space, right? To very much focus the life force and the love and the good juju and the Shakti, but very much. And so I can feel that that's shifting my relationship to my mom right now in this moment, here with you, in this conversation. I can feel, and it's why the tears start to come, and I can feel that it goes way beyond my mom and I, right? And that's when working in this territory, it's not just about you and your mom. It's about the generations who come after you. And it moves up that line beyond just your mom. It goes generations past, generations forward. It ripples out. This literally ripples out into all relationships in my life. It represents how much I can love my lover, how much I can love my friends, how much I can love you, how much I can love those who are come to ReWilding circle. It represents that. So much more than just our relationship to our mom. So if there's something that I can encourage you to do, is it's just to just go for it, right? There are ways that we can work with this that are so much quicker, and this is it. They happen like this. You literally see the transformations like immediately. Mom calls and you have the most profound call with her right after you do this work. And you're like, I didn't even know we could talk like that. I didn't even know that the flow of love could happen like that between me and my mom. This is a fucking miracle. That's been my experience. That's my experience. And it's like, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And the evolution of my relationship with my mom and the love that flows between me and my mom and the healing that has happened between me and my mom, it is something that is one of the most profound things I've experienced in this life. Profound. And if you would have asked me in my 20s, if I ever thought that I would have a good relationship with my mom, I would have told you, no, I should never talk to her again. Really and truly, that's what I would have said. That's what I would have said before I started doing this. I would have said, no, she's probably a person I should never have in my life. And I know there are some of you that relate to that. I also know that some of you are moms. And I know that some of you are here and you want to be the best mom you can be. Do this. It's the same thing. It goes both ways. And by the way, this isn't just for women. This isn't just for women. So if you know someone who maybe they could use this practice, who maybe they have a challenging relationship with their parent, or maybe you want to share this with your parent out of a gift of love, like, hey, I love you. What if we were to both do this together? Can you imagine that? Whew. Wow, I am so in love with you. There is a workshop that I created called MotherLOVE, and it's more guidance into this. It's a guided meditation. It's very experiential. It's not a podcast. It's not public. It's a proper workshop. It's a proper rewilding, proper workshop, working with mother love, working in that container where you're really held in that container. So you don't have to do the holding. You don't have to guide yourself into a practice. You just have to turn it on and follow along. It's you're completely held and completely guided step by step by step by step by step by step to work in this territory. And if that's something that sings to you, you'll find a 20% off coupon code in the description below. Yeah, I love this workshop. You get to work with that rose gold energy that I was speaking about. There's also a podcast you can watch after this called I Am Enough meditation. It's just a meditation. It's not a mother love meditation. It's not mother specific, but sometimes tapping into this real energy of perfection, like even in the seemingly not perfection, can be very powerful. So if you want to go into practice and you're not quite ready for mother love yet, by the way, that workshop, I think with the coupon code, it's like $30 some dollars. So it's not a crazy investment. Like it's not a crazy investment. But that's a way that you can go do something right now that's still on YouTube or still in podcast form if you're listening in podcast form. And then another one that I thought might be helpful or useful is 7 signs of repressed feminine energy, because we're here and we're talking about feminine energy. We're talking about Shakti. We're talking about this unconditional love. And so that is a way of it's an easy way of starting to access more of this Shakti, more of this feminine energy, more of this divine feminine energy, more of this. And like, what are some of these other flavors? Like, okay, if you're talking about just this flavor, what are some of these other wisdom energy flavors that could be something else to dive into? So you'll find those things in links below, and maybe, I don't know, up here, down below. I don't know where you'll find them all. Let me see if there's something that I can end on. I think just these words: may our hearts explode in the best way possible with so much love. And may that love create our lives. May that love, this like real capacity to let the flow of love just move so freely, so we receive the love that we're longing for. So we create these deep, beautiful, powerful relationships that we're longing for, so that we also can create and manifest things in our life from a place of love, from a place of love, from a place of not lack, but from a place of like, my cup runneth over. Yeah, just that. Okay, I love you so much. Would love to see you in the comments. I'm always in the comments for the first couple of days after a podcast goes out. And then after that, my team is always in the comments. We love everything that you share. It means the world, and it's how I co-create. It's how I create these, is your suggestions and your love. So would love to see you down there if that feels right for you. Okay, I love you so much. I will see you when I see you, where I see you, and how I see you. Mwah.